We begin in Buffalo, where police say the shooting suspect who opened fire in that grocery store over the weekend had plans to continue his rampage. The police commissioner for the city says there is evidence the suspect would have possibly targeted another superstore.
Instead, the suspect was arrested at the scene after killing 10 people and wounding 3 others. Investigators say the attack was racially motivated. 11 of the 13 people shot were black. CBS News anchor Tony Dokoupil joins us now from Buffalo with more on our coverage. Tony, it's good to see you.
Hey, guys, good to see you as well. I wish we were under better circumstances. I can tell you it's still a very tough scene over here, and not only because of the weather. People are coming out because they're in disbelief still that this could have happened in their community, and there really isn't nothing like understanding. So the best we can do here is tell you what happened. It's important to note that the 18-year-old suspect, he allegedly traveled more than 3 hours from his own hometown, from a nice blue house with a pool in the backyard, to target this business in this predominantly black community in particular. And that's why the shooting is being investigated as a hate crime at this hour. And for more on the whole investigation on all of it and what we know at this hour, I want to bring in CBS News' Bradley Blackburn, who is also here in Buffalo with me, and he's got the latest developments.
As investigators comb through evidence Monday, officials say the suspected gunman in this weekend's mass shooting at a Buffalo supermarket had plans to continue his deadly rampage.
If not for the quick response of the Buffalo Police Department, he certainly would have killed more people in this immediate area.
Appearing in court Saturday in a paper gown and mask, the 18-year-old pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder. He's also likely to face federal hate crime and domestic terror charges. Investigators say he specifically targeted the store in a predominantly black community because he wanted to kill as many black people as possible.
For something like this to happen, to be targeted, it's heartbreaking.
One of the 10 lives lost was 86-year-old Ruth Whitfield, the mother of the city's retired fire commissioner.
We are in a place that we never expected to be. My mother was the glue that held us together.
Investigators say the suspect plotted this attack over several months, and they're examining a 180-page document he apparently posted online, describing himself as a white supremacist and anti-Semite. New York State officials say the teenager, who lived hundreds of miles away, had threatened a shooting at his high school last year.
The individual was brought in for a mental health evaluation. He was evaluated and then he was released.
President Biden is expected to travel to Buffalo Tuesday to grieve with the community. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, Buffalo, New York.
Bradley, thank you very much. And Tanya and Vlad, I had the chance to talk to the mayor of Buffalo, that'd be Byron Brown. We spoke earlier this morning, and he explained the significance of the grocery store, Tops Friendly Markets, a store that was targeted in this shooting specifically. Guy drove 3 hours to hit this particular location. And the mayor said the city is taking steps now to make residents feel safe once again.
This market was like a center for this community. It was a hard fight to get the corporate community to invest here. This community was a food desert before this market, and Tops was one of the corporations that stepped forward and said, we believe in this community, we're going to invest in this community. A lot of people come here from the immediate community and from nearby communities, and so a lot of people feel this very personally. You can't police your way out of these feelings, but we have increased police patrol, not only in this immediate neighborhood, but in other areas of the city, and hopefully seeing a greater presence of law enforcement right now in particular is making people feel more comfortable.
And President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden will also travel to Buffalo. That's scheduled for tomorrow. They're going to meet with families of the victims. The president has urged unity and did so on Sunday in an address where he referred to this as, quote, the hate that remains a stain on the soul of America. In my time here, I've had the chance to speak to a number of residents, and many have expressed fear and sadness over this attack. Joining me now for more on all that is Darius Pridgen. He is the He's a reverend from the True Bethel Baptist Church, also city council president. Reverend, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for being here.
What I've been saying from the beginning is this is not something I can understand. Most people can understand. We can tell you what happened. I turn to you with hopes of some understanding. What do you make of this incident? How do we process it?
You know, I think we have to be honest that this is pure, as it's been said, pure evil, and that it is not every American. You know, I think what we have to remember is that this was one individual, but there are other individuals out there who believe the same garbage that he believes in to this minute. So I think the more honest we are about it, the more we then start moving to change. But we will never get to change without honesty.
Well, so on that point, this has been talked about as domestic terrorism, and in talking to residents, I have to say there is a feeling of terror because there is the thought there are others out there. There is fear. There's a sense that I can't go even to a grocery store and feel safe. What do you say to residents of this community, but Black Americans across the country who may have that sense of foreboding?
You know, I think it's natural. I live right around the corner from here. Personally, this is our tops. My wife now does not want our boys to come down to the tops. I told her, and this is what I say to Americans, we have to get back to living. And we cannot allow this racist bigot to stop us from living. My kids had to go to school today. People have to go to work. And if we stop, and we stop going shopping in this neighborhood, he won. He won if we stop utilizing this store. So I want to be one of the first to walk back in this store when it opens, because at the end of the day, if we allow him to win, and it's terrorist, it's every negative word you can think of. If we allow him to win, it'll be other copycats who will go out and do it in another community and tear up another community. This is the time to build the community, not tear it apart.
What do you think the community needs right now? What can people who are concerned who are watching this, what can they do?
Well, a lot of people have said, hey, we want to send money, and they can. That's fine. But this is what I say to everybody. Right now, what you can do is stand up against racism. Stand up against racism with your family. Stand up against racism with your coworkers. People are going to work today. You hear a coworker that has a snide remark. You hear a coworker that talks in racist tones or doesn't understand. Lose a friend by opening up your mouth and saying something. This is not the time to be silent. So people, it's good to send money, but money is only going to pay for so much. And at the end of the day, if we don't have an agenda going forward, and that means people who know each other saying you're wrong, this is wrong, and really for maybe one of the first times in our history, having uncomfortable conversations consistently, not just when there's a tragedy, consistently.
Yeah, it's a great point. You know, the equation is tragic, but also simple in a situation like this. There's the hate plus the guns equals a mass shooting. It's hard to address the guns. We have an intractable issue around guns in this country, but hate can be addressed.
Yeah, I'm really glad you said that, because this is what I say, you know, and I'm okay with people talking about gun laws. That's okay. You can do that. But at the end of the day, a gun did not walk in that tops by itself. At the end of the day, a gun did not pull its own trigger. We have to make sure we keep the focus that it was an ideology that really influenced this person to do what he did. So while we're talking about guns, fine, but right now we need to be talking about the evil that still rests in America called racism.
Reverend Darius Pridgen, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.